Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel, Love in Love Mallorca. I'm Andrew and today I brought you down to Palmanova on a little walkabout. This is summer, we're at the beginning of September and the weather is absolutely gorgeous. It's 30 degrees and today I'm going to start my walk on somebody's beach. We're going to take a walk round Palmanova and we're going to have a look what's open, what's not. We're going to go for a little paddle as per normal and we're just going to have a little bit of fun. So without further ado, let's get on with the walk. So I was saying, the summer has arrived, the hotels are all open, the beach looks beautiful, it's a lovely temperature, lots of people in the sea, lots of boats. Good morning sir, how are you? And all the hotels now are open and they're all just adding to the atmosphere. The atmosphere is wonderful today, absolutely beautiful. It's so nice to see the beach filled up, as I've said several times now for the vlogs. It's just nice to see such a change of ages, running from young children going up to the older generation, should I say. So if you're not familiar with the area, in that direction there, that takes you up to Magaluf, which will take you all of 10 minutes to walk to the top up there. Got these lovely hotels, there's lots of restaurants around there. And you do all your favourite water sports on there, being the donuts, the banana boats, all that sort of thing, or just rent a boat or just come down here, have a bit of a relax and enjoy the sun. So let's take a little walk round to actually main of Palmanova and see what it's all about today. Keep on watching. Nice to see the lifeguard, isn't it, on duty. And he fancy hiring one of these little pedlos. There's a good handful here to choose from, isn't there? As per normal, the sea is extremely clear. Well, we're in September now, and September is one of my favourite months for the island, because the worst, if you like, the worst of the heat is actually gone, the mid-40s, and now we've got the early 30s, early and middle 30s, which is really nice just to spend the day, because you don't get really hot and it's unbearable. This is just pleasant, and it's a lot of people out and about, as you can see. And the water is still just beautiful. The sea is actually still warm up till October, the end of next month. See them hiring jet skis out there. Plenty of restaurants open if you fancy a drink or a meal or just a snack. So I'm going to leave some of this area behind me and I'm going to take the path that runs by the hotel and takes us into Palmanova itself. There are a couple of ways, three ways you can do this walk. You can do this walk, which I do love, as you can see the sea and the hotels and everything around. Or slightly on the left, you go past a few of these shops and things. Or you can actually take the I won't call it a main road, but it is like the main road that you would if you drove this way. I just love how the sea changes colour. It's absolutely beautiful, isn't it? What a lovely place this is to visit, eh? Cool. Down here you've got steps, you can climb steps down and have a little swim. But you've got to be very careful because it's very rocky around here. And that is the Palmanova beach in front of you. So after taking my drone up, I've gone for a little walk a little bit further. Yeah, the amount of people that are interested in what I'm doing and asking so many questions, and a lot of them are already subscribers to my channel. It's so nice to speak to people that already know me, if you know what I mean. It's just lovely just to have a chat. And as far as I can see now, I could be wrong, but as far as I know, the majority of these restaurant, bars and so on and so forth are now open. Just look at all these people on the main... I wouldn't call this the main beach. This is the one by McDonald's in the corner. But it's definitely one of the two, isn't it? It's so busy. It's just so nice to see so many people in the sea, isn't it? I've said so many times, but it gives you a bit of encouragement, doesn't it, when you start seeing people coming back to the island where you love so much, and a lot of other people love it as well. With the fingers crossed, I'm hoping the worst may be behind us for the island. This is hopefully within the next year or two, we might start seeing lots and lots of people coming back all over the island, from the north to the south and the east to west. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope it happens. These people on the beach, I'd like to give us a shout out, so off we go.
Loving Life Mallorca, absolute gentleman, true geezer. If you're coming to Mallorca and you want to have a good time, who better than Loving Life Mallorca?
So how easy was it to actually come, i.e. on the plane? Did you find it hard?
My passport only got checked just before I boarded.
COVID restrictions-wise, that was fine.
Yeah.
You were happy, were you?
Checked everything, but
They scanned the barcode for the Spanish form, but other than that, we didn't even look at you, we just scan it and let you through. But you need a day 2 test, because you need to fill it out on the UK return to UK form. You need like a barcode code to give. If you don't have that, they won't let you back into the UK. So it's 2 tests. The latter will float in a day 2 PCR.
We're fully vaccinated, so we haven't had to do one to come out here.
Yeah, but to come out here, nothing, because we both got double jabbed.
Oh, excellent then. Well, enjoy your holiday.
Good NHS, by the way. I'm a
Okay.
nurse.
Oh, you're a nurse. Oh, well done.
Clap, everybody.
Yeah, big clap for the lady who's a nurse. You take care and enjoy your holiday, guys.
Absolute pleasure, sir.
I'm hearing lots of English language around today, which is really, really nice. And as that chap said a minute ago, it's so very easy, as long as you've got your 2 jabs, to get yourself over here. And it really wasn't a problem for them as well, which was really nice. And when they go home, they've got to get the test here, which is only 30 euros or thereabouts. And then they've got the test when they get back into Britain. And of course, if you do fancy a little bit of space, if you're not that confident on it all at the moment, then as you can see here, the further you come away from the sea, the more space you get. So it's plenty of space here. You've got volleyball nets over there. Under the trees, you can have a picnic. Loads of the locals bring their own picnic and sit under the beach where it's nice and shaded under there. So you can see here, further away from the beach, it's ever so empty. And down at McDonald's end, where I'm now, look at the amount of spare lounges there are to be rented. And if you do fancy a drink or a meal or something, the actual shops are only just over the other side of the wall, which are only a 30-second walk away from the beach. McDonald's is just there, which will only take you a couple of minutes or so to walk to. So everything is at your doorstep just here, isn't there? It's just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Just look at the colour. All the colours just blend so nicely together, don't they? So this is where this little beach just finishes now. You either climb up the steps that you can see in front of you there, or you can climb on the little path there. But if you want to go the pathway, which we are going today, you have to go up the steps over there. So if you have got a walking disability, obviously this way wouldn't be the best way for you. You'd need to go on the path next to the road for the next little bit. It's just such a lovely angle, isn't it, just here. Just have a look at the beach and actually see how far you've walked. So up the steps we walk. Of course, you've got plenty of walks around here, some of the hotels around here. Beautiful views again of the sea itself and the beach. And I found this little jetty, for a better word, down here. They're doing a little bit of fishing down here. I don't know if they're going to be lucky or not, but so it looks like they have been lucky today, doesn't it? Quite a little fish. Congratulations.
Gracias.
Dinner? You manger?
Yes.
Yeah. Life is so fast, isn't it? You just got to keep on going all the time. But over in Mallorca, it's many of the islands, it's so laid back. Why run when you can walk, type of thing? Just take your time, relax and enjoy. And when you go for a little walk off the beaten track, like I do quite often, it's surprising what you do find, isn't it? So if you do come here on holiday in the near future, just please look past the end of your nose, go and have a coffee in one of the cafes or whatever, and spread the love. Just spread the love. It's all worth it. So we're going to continue our walk now. As I said, unless there's another way getting up here, it's not really possible in a wheelchair or that sort of thing, because there's steps both sides of this path. So look at those rocks though. So there's so many different ways, so many different paths around here. Got a few steps down there, takes you to another. Oh look, there's a dog beach just down there, which is handy to know, isn't it? So a few steps take you down there if you like your peace and quiet. I'd love to sit down there and have a little look, maybe read a book, if you like your proper quiet. Well, I started filming at 12 o'clock today. It's now just gone 2. As you can see though, there's still plenty of people out there enjoying the beach and the sun, isn't there? And the restaurants are really packed up as well, which is nice to see. Restaurants, bars and things doing quite well, isn't it? So again, you can carry on walking around the path, or you can come onto the sand, have a little paddle or a swim, whichever takes your fancy. And again, there's lots and lots of loungers that haven't been taken up on the beach. So if you do fancy a lounger, there are plenty of them to go around this year. And these little boats I was telling you about, as I said, it's a very, very tiny little port. But it's still a port. Jet skis down there, look. Got loads of jet skis to the back there. They probably rent them out, I would have thought. And up here, this is the back to the main road again. Have a look at the shops and the restaurants, that sort of thing as we do our return. There's a few restaurants up here as well. It's just a couple there, so Texas. And hotels. So this is the start now of where the cafes, a few more hotels, some shops are, all the main tourist areas along here. And if you recognise this heart of Calvia on top of it, then obviously this is where we are at the beginning of Palmanova, as I like to call it. Even if just one holiday maker buys a meal or something that normally wouldn't have bought anything, that feel like I've done my job then, if you know what I mean. Trying to put the oomph back into Mallorca. It just takes one person out of every family to buy a beer, buy a coffee or buy something. It doesn't sound much, does it? It's like a couple of quid, for instance. But if everybody who goes all inclusive spends a couple of quid, that does make a lot of money in the till, doesn't it? Just look, it's beautiful, isn't it? That beach is absolutely gorgeous. But I'm going to walk the other side of the beach now. Have a look at some of these cafe, bars, restaurants, that sort of thing. See what's happening. I said, a lot of it does seem to be open now, which is really good than the last time I came down a couple of months ago or whatever. Yogurt, ice creams, tapas, burgers, tobacco shops. It's looking very promising, let's put it that way. It's really looking lovely, like it always was. And it really doesn't look like we've ever had anything else but this. There's still the evidence of COVID everywhere, as you can imagine, but it really doesn't, it's not obvious anymore, let's put it that way. It's not obvious now. And it's just round the corner here. I film it all the time. Every time I'm down here, I keep on saying it because I really do enjoy the Golf Fantasia when we come down here. We need to always go on it. It really is good fun. So in Golf Fantasia, there's 3 different golf pitches, if you like, want to be called them. There's 90 holes all in all. You don't have to play all of them. You can play one of them, or you can play all 3. They're called, one's called a bird. Forget what the others are called. But there's a little restaurant in there as well, so you can go and get a drink, or you can play the golf. I'm not sure if it opens 7 days a week now. Today is a Saturday, so that's why it's very busy at the moment. But I just love it in here, just walking around, looking at the waterfalls, the birds and everything else it has to offer. Anyway, let's go back up the beach path and have a look what else is open. Nice to see so many people, as I've said so many times, sitting down, enjoying, looking after the local businesses, isn't it? So this is Palmanova. About 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 round the corner, you'll find Magaluf, which is very short walk from here, but it might as well be, normal speaking this is obviously, it might as well be 100 miles away because the 2 places are so very different. However, saying that, Magaluf is starting to go down a lot recently, if you know what I mean. It's starting to get more family orientated. They've just been in to have something to eat and a drink, and we're out and about again. So this is still Palmanova. I'm gonna finish the walk just by Santander, just by Magaluf, just that area, because I think at Santander, that's when it becomes Magaluf. The last time I was here, all these shops across the road were mostly closed. But it's nice really to see them open and trading. Do you know, since I was last here, it was only a couple of months ago, but it really has picked up, really has gone back into a tourist zone. It's so lovely to see it, and the excursion companies up there, look, you can see the boards outside. So the excursions we've got round here, we've got, like, to show you the fantastic golf, didn't I? And then we've got the swimming pool, haven't we? Just up the road in Magaluf here. Got the go-karts, and now in Magaluf. Normally got the Pirates, but they're not open this year. Well, it's a good, if you want something to do during the day, there is quite a lot to do. Just round the south of the island's got most of the stuff. There's bits up the north, but nothing as much as there is down the south for activities or whatever. But the hotels, reps or whatever, or the excursion shops, they could advise you on what's open and what's not. This is tropical cocktails and pizzas. We've got a really good bus service here as well. They've got all new buses. So, I mean, there's loads of them. Obviously, being new, they're all good and clean, aren't they? So it's lovely to get around by a bus service. They're reasonably cheap. Not as cheap as they were, but they are still reasonably good value. If you want to get some money and get 114 euros for £100, not bad, is it? 114. Rent a motorbike. There's lots of places around here to get your test before you fly home, if you need one of the tests, that is. So I was saying, there's lots of bar-side cafes, beachside bars I should say, really, open. Lots of little cafes, ice cream shops. And the football's on this afternoon, so that will be quite busy, won't it, in the bars this afternoon? Picks up the atmosphere, doesn't it, football? Lots of clothes shops around here, to are everywhere on the island. So many different places, shops to look at, gift shops, tourist shops, clothes shops. You name it, you can find it here. Even if your suitcase is broken, you can buy a suitcase. So I wonder how this is going to be like when the football's finished. Yeah, hopefully it'll keep on. Do you know, when you've got the camera in your hand, everybody wants to be in the shot, do you know that? It's wonderful, really, it's brilliant. Now, many people come up to and chat to you about the cameras. I was telling you earlier, wasn't I, what we're all up to. Since you mentioned YouTube, they think it's wonderful, best thing since sliced bread. So this is the end of Palmanova. Magalouf's only just round the corner a little bit. Then you've got a few bars, restaurants are open around here. These haven't been open for so long, these bars just here. There's little supermarkets just here. But if you remember, on the TV, there was a big programme called Magalouf Weekender, which did promote the drinking culture, should I say, of Magalouf and the youngsters and all that. Well, when it was filmed in Magalouf, it was actually filmed in this hotel here called the Lively, Mallorca. And so this is basically where all the fun happened, if you know what I mean. And then they'd go around the clubs, talking, filming them as they were in the nightclubs and all that, having the fun of their lives. And they would be in here. So this is the Lively, which had the Magalouf Weekender. But as you can see here, it's not very lively now. So that's all the beach down there, Palmanova Beach. You can take a right or you can carry on around the main road, as I said. And this takes you up around to Magalouf. So up here you'll find a few hotels. As you can see across the road there. You'll find some supermarkets, some restaurant cafes along here. Spa shops. Just different things to make your stay more enjoyable. A few bits are still closed, as you can imagine. And the beach path I started originally is over the other side of the restaurant cafes on the left hand side now. And you've got a few bits for the children here in the evenings. Yeah, the trampolines seem to be the number one thing, don't they, nowadays? Seem to see the trampolines everywhere. So there's something here for the kiddies in the evening. There's a bouncy castle in the middle, obviously not inflated at the moment. During the winter months here, it's still just as lovely. Obviously the most of the shops will close, as you can imagine. Palmanova, a few bits are open, but a lot of the restaurants are closed by then. But it's still really nice here. The weather's still out, the sun's still nice, isn't it, in the winter rather. One of my favourite times to come was February, March, that sort of time, to give it a little bit of winter sun, and it was always in its 20s. We've been on the beach in February, March time, especially with snowy, because you're allowed to take on the beach in the winter. So she loves going on the sand. It's all different types of shops you'll find as you're walking up. There's a few shops where all your choices, aren't there, whatever you fancy. And of course, goes without saying, but ice cream, doesn't it? And then in the winter, you'll find a load of pensioners arriving for their winter sun. So you definitely get a little bit for everyone, should I say. And then the deals start up. Or they did, probably all changed now, isn't it, because of the virus, but used to get in the winter, you get some right cheap deals to come away. That's when it became my my favourite place down the bottom end, because you can get some cracking good bargains, should I say. Cracking good bargains. And then don't forget the beach itself is only a minute, well, not even a minute's walk from here, just over the other side of those restaurants there on the left. And up here, we're leaving Palmanova behind us now, and we're making our headway towards Magaluf, where I'll be stopping the filming. So that is Sombrera's beach again. So more or less we've done a lap of where we started from. And this is the beginning of Magaluf, as I call it, just here. And this is the Santander, just here. That I always say when you get here, this is the end of Palmanova and the beginning of Magaluf. I will say this is where it all starts. All starts for Magaluf, or finishes for Palmanova. And basically, that's that for another film. So I hope you enjoyed today's film. It's been so hot. If you did, please give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget my Facebook page, Love and Life Mallorca. And don't forget, I'd love to read your comments. Anything you got, leave them down below. And I'll see you on the next film. Bye for now.